Hey all, Eric Johnson, here to show you how to create charts on what's called collateral analytics. This is available in most of our marketplaces. It may not be available in most of our Idaho markets, so just spoiler alert. So anyways, for the rest of you, we're talking about these things in meetings, so I just want to do a quick instructional video to help you along. So share screen here real quick. So the first place we need to go to is to AMW collateralanalytics.com up here. You can see that in the URL space. And then your login, if you need help with this, I have access to it. You can email me direct. Typically, it's your email address and then whatever password we set up for you at that time. Once you log in, there's several, and they've just updated this program recently, actually, so I'm glad I'm doing this video. You have trends, property lookup, interactive AVM. I like to use the trends one. So this is in context to a market analysis where you're giving them information either beforehand, either in their pre-listing packet, or you're giving them this information in the prior to your presenting the pricing in your CMA. So the idea behind these charts is to give them a temperature about what's going on in the marketplace, and hopefully stepping them into the pricing that you're going to arrive at. So I'm just going to do a zip code here. And what I've found is I don't want to get too specific on my area because it will, the less data, the more weird stuff can happen and skewing can happen. And so I just kept it at the zip code. And then from here, I can go to select charts over here on the right-hand side, if you see that. And from there, there's a couple charts I really like in this. If you want to do the average sold price, that's fine. Sold price per square foot, nah, don't care. Days on market, okay. Sold to list price ratio, that's interesting. Months of inventory by price, that's interesting. Active sold counts by price, sure. The rest of these active sold counts, I'm going to uncheck. You just click on them and deselect them. But I'm going to go down here, and the one I really like is this past 12 months sales price versus square footage. I find this to be very useful when you're presenting pricing because it gives you a trend line and they can see kind of what's going on by square footage. And I've found this trend line to be very actually accurate. And so from there, I have my charts selected, and there's a million in here. You can use which ones you like. You don't have to just use these ones. These are the ones I'm comfortable with explaining. And then I'm just going to click on, I think I have to go back up to the top here and then go to create charts. And now it'll create all those charts I just selected, and we can see, and now I can print these off. I can save them as a PDF, whatever. See average days on market's going up in our marketplace, or in this particular marketplace, not shocking. Sold to list price ratio, oh, hey, look at that. That's dropped down. But now the actuals at 99%, down from, oh gosh, 106%. Interesting. In 2021, months of inventory by price. This is an interesting graph to tell you what the competition's like in any given price point, and kind of handy. We can say, anything under 4 is a seller's market, 4 to 5 is balanced market, 5+ is a buyer's market. So the nice thing I like about these graphs, what they're showing typically is that you have a seller's market down under, in this case, under basically 900, but then you have a buyer's market in over 1.5, or maybe even over 1 million. So for those folks who are thinking about moving their equity up, these are great. This is a great illustration of like the opportunity there, I think. Active versus sold counts by price. This is kind of showing what market's most active. And you see it's kind of this varies, but I would tell you it's typically, the same curve for whatever market you're in, where there's kind of a hot price, and in this particular zip code, it's that 450 or 400 to 499 is the most active amount of sales, and then it starts dropping off as you go in $100,000 increments above that. This is the chart I love the most, because it's 12 months sales price versus square footage. And now there's a lot of data here. And I found in this chart, if you just want to use this chart, it almost doesn't matter how much data you have. The trend line will stay the same. But what I like about it is, let's say somebody's house was 3,700 square feet. And you can say, hey, where do you think you're at, based on this trend line? And they're like, well, I don't know, probably somewhere in here, right? Which is somewhere between 700 and 800, right? If they were to put a little circle there in that trend line, because when you print this out, the trend line stays there. And they would be absolutely correct. And I know that in the houses in this market, that's where they're selling between 700 and 800. And again, it helps guide people into the space you're going to, because then you use your CMA for like the laser beam. This is what the exact comparables are saying. This is more the scalpel. This is kind of like the hammer, right? Where we're just like, hey, this is the general market space. Now let's step into what your house looks like in this. So hopefully this was helpful for you. If to do anything with the charts, you can just hit download charts. It's going to download. I think it's going to create a PDF for them. And here, of course, I have my branding still Coldwell Banker. I'm Century 21 now. That's okay. I need to change that apparently. But from here, you can print it or download it, have it digitally or print it out. But great tool for those of you who have access to it, and highly suggest you use it. So thank you for watching, and hopefully this is helpful. If you have any questions on your account, you can get a hold of your ACE in your office or admin staff, and then they can reach out to me, and I can usually look that up. Like I say, I think in Idaho, I'm still a little bit behind the curve on this as far as getting it done. So hopefully this is helpful for you, and we will catch you later. So find my Zoom thing. There. Oh, it's over here. So, thank you. Bye.